guys!
Hey guys!
We are back with another Walking Dead review, this time reviewing The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 8, titled Hearts Still Beating. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. So this could have been a really fantastic episode. As it stands, I would give it a 7 out of 10. It could have been a 10 out of 10, but I think it was really kind of hamstrung by all the bottle episodes. So we didn't get some of the moments that I think they could have done if not for the sheer amount of time those bottle episodes took up.
Yeah. And because of those bottle episodes, they had to cram in so much stuff into this one episode that there were some really great things that they could have done that they really couldn't do because they had to cram so much stuff in this episode.
Like, I really think we could have used more time with Michonne and the Savior she carjacked. I think that could have been some really poignant...
really interesting storyline.
Yeah, what is she doing out there? You know, was she running away? Was she going out to commit suicide? There's something going on with that Savior, and I don't really think we got a very good sense of that, but we could have.
Yeah, like, we could have known for sure why she was out there, and we really don't. We're just guessing.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is we could have gotten a shot of Daryl getting to the hilltop and his reunion with Maggie. That's something that I think we really should have seen because it's Daryl's fault that Glenn died.
Yeah.
And her reception to Daryl and whatever their first conversation was, I cannot believe we didn't get that in this episode. And I'm really kind of irritated about it.
Yeah, like out of all of the things they could have done, that's the one, I'm most upset about. Like, how do you not show Daryl and Maggie's reunion?
So, digging into what we did see in this episode, Gregory is already losing control, kind of, little piece by piece of his people. Like, when he's getting ready, he's polishing the apple, getting ready to eat it, and the guy's like, dude, she's pregnant, and Gregory has to give up his apple.
Yeah.
He feels like obligated in order to not look like a complete shithead to give up his apple, and Maggie just chomps down on it. Like, I think Maggie knows exactly what she's doing. She is planning to take over the hilltop.
Yeah, I think she is too. I think it's kind of like something to take her mind off of things and something to do, a task, a focus.
Right. And the last time we saw Maggie, I thought she was going to be kind of reluctantly pushed into this role of leadership, but it looks like she is taking it and owning it, which I like.
Now, one of the things I didn't like about Maggie's story is, could they choose any more cliche pregnancy things to throw in on her storyline? Like, really, she's eating a pickle? She could smell apple pie from outside? Like, could you be more cliche? Come on, guys.
This was totally written by a guy.
Yeah.
I really did like all of Negan's scenes in Alexandria, but I'll tell you what, I was totally on team Negan doesn't have a beard, but dude, shaved Negan looks like skinny Fred Flintstone. He needs to grow that beard back now.
I will say, though, in the show, it didn't look as bad as the stills that were released earlier. Like, the still images were really bad. It wasn't quite that bad in the show, or either that or we've gotten semi-used to it because it's been all over social media. But it's still, the beard needs to... I know it's not faithful to the comics, but, like, I'm okay with that. Grow the beard back.
And something I never noticed until this episode, and it's because of Ronnie Hayes at Make a Path. Negan does this lean thing where he says he has one of his quips and then he leans back and he does it all the freaking time, and it annoys the shit out of me now. So thanks very much, Ronnie. I'll never not see that now. So, deaths in this episode, we had Spencer, we had the Savior guy who Daryl beat to death in an awesome mirroring of Negan beating Glenn and Abraham to death. I love that. I thought that was awesome. And also Olivia. And out of all of these deaths, Olivia was the most surprising to me. Although I've seen that in predictions all over the place, I just didn't think it would happen, and then it did. And then that one was really shocking to me. Also in this episode, Rick has finally come around. He is going to fight. He's going to stand up to the Saviors and basically fight for their freedom. And Michonne had this really great speech, and I thought it was really powerful, But Rick's line afterwards, I think, kind of nerfed it a little bit.
Yeah, it like made her whole speech pointless.
He says, "I know that now," and I'm like, well, her speech should have been what brought him around to that way of thought, and the fact that he had already come around to that before her speech.
What was the point of her speech?
Yeah. It was a really simple problem to fix. All he had to say was, "You're right," and then that problem goes away. As it is, the line of dialogue that he did, I understand that now, or I see that now, or whichever it was. I think it really diminished Michonne's speech.
Now, something I want to point out is the entire first half of the season took place in about less than 2 weeks. It seems like it was less than 2 weeks. However, because of these bottle episodes, it feels like it was a couple of months that has gone by. And so like it feels like it took Rick forever to come around, and really it was just enough time for the shock to wear off of two of his close people, dying. That's a product of the bottle episodes that we have been totally anti. Like, had they not done that, I think it would have felt like a shorter period of time, and maybe people wouldn't have been so upset the whole first half season, because it wouldn't have felt like it took Rick so long to come around, because it really didn't. It just
it seemed like it was forever,
yeah.
But no, it was less than 2 weeks. And finally, the guy that Rick and Aaron stole all that stuff from, he's alive. They infiltrated his compound apparently while he was away, but he arrived right as they were leaving, and now he's scouting out Alexandria. I have no idea if this is anybody from the comics. I don't think it is.
It doesn't seem familiar. They're making it seem like this is going to be another foe, and I'm not sure about that, because in all of the little notes he left along the way to his compound, it was kind of congratulating you for getting this far. So I don't think he's going to have like bad feelings towards them for taking his stuff. I think he's just curious about who was able to infiltrate him. So I think he's going to be a friend.
Okay.
Eventually.
I would agree with that. I think he's going to be a friend eventually. He's probably aware of the Saviors. He seems like the kind of guy who would know what's going on around where he lives.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to take him a little while to win him over, because that note he left did say, "Hey, you won, but you're really lost." So I think at first there's going to be some animosity there.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like going to be a foe. I don't think he's going to be a bad guy going after them. There's going to be some tension there, but I do think eventually he's going to be a friend, and maybe he helps them defeat the Saviors.
So this was a very good episode, but it could have been great. There's just a few missed opportunities. I think that's all for this video. If you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this review, tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.